Nenagh in County Tipperary is the largest town in North Tip. With a population of 8,000 people, the town is full of food, history and so much more. We make our first stop at Nenagh Castle, situated in the historical quarter of the town. Nenagh Castle was built by Theobald Walter around the year 1200 and it is a spectacular sight that needs to be seen. Today we meet with Kevin Whelan, a local tour guide from the area. Kevin has a deep passion for Nenagh and its history, but enough from me, I'll let Kevin tell you the rest.
How are you? I'm Kevin Whelan and I look after Nenagh Castle during the day, and during the week I do historical walking tours of Nenagh. Nenagh is a town full of history and I love to impart the history and the stories of the town onto the public. Last year Nenagh was to celebrate its 800th birthday since the formation of the town in the year 1200. It's an Anglo-Norman town. It was the Fitzwalters landed here in the year 1200. They later went on to become the Butlers, or the Butlers of Ormond as we know them. This was their first castle in Ireland. They later moved to Kilkenny and the Butlers held this castle until about 1750 when they sold off all the rights and the property around Nenagh Castle. Nenagh has a couple of historical figures who I'd look up to. Of course, it has All-Ireland medal winners and great sporting achievements and musical achievements, but we have a man here that was from Nenagh called J.D. Burnell, and he was a scientist, and he developed this theory around crystallology, and it was widely used throughout the world. He's a mathematical theorem, and he was very close companion to Winston Churchill. He was heavily involved in the D-Day landings, in that he done scientific experiments on the beaches and on the tides so they could design landing boats. Now he was a very, very intelligent scientist and he had lots of followers. He never won the Nobel Prize for the simple reason was he was a devout communist. And you won't hear any mention of him in any Irish history books because the Catholic Church at the time wouldn't let his name be mentioned. But since that, there's science wings named after him in UL University and in universities in America. Several of his students went on to win Nobel Prizes for science. And I believe that his mathematical theorem even today is used in the manufacturers of new phones and things. Before Apple or any of these phone manufacturers create the phone, the first thing they have to do is use Burnell's theorem. So Nenagh is rich in culture, sporting and scientific heritage. Nenagh seems to be booming again. It's a busy market town with a huge hinterland all around it, and people flock into the town to do their shopping. It's very, very busy town, and it has a wide range of shops and stores and things like that. So it's a great place to come. It has a big cafe culture too in Nenagh, and you can stroll around the town, pop in for a coffee anywhere, and you're bound to meet someone to chat. So between the sporting and the cultural end of it, Nenagh is actually doing very well. Well, the site we're on now is the start of the community of Nenagh being built. Nenagh is known as stranger's paradise, in that anyone that comes here to work or to live with business or schools or anything, they're always enveloped into the community and are welcomed. So we have a rich variety here. On this site here, it all started in the year 1200 when the Anglo-Normans built their fort here, and the community would have grown up around the castle, and Nenagh as a town began to bloom. It was known as possibly one of the biggest market towns in Munster at the time, and people would come here and they would sell their wares and do their business and go. But then after they started settling in this area, the Gaelic name for it is Éanach Arvún, which means the fear of Ormond, and it has remained the fear of Ormond ever since. This floor we're on now is the second floor, and this is where, if you were visiting the castle like a nobleman in your family, you'd be allocated this room. There's the remains of a fireplace here, and they would burn whole trees at a time here to heat it up. The walls would have been plastered and tapestries hung on the wall for further insulation. The floor would have been covered in reeds, and the seats here would have been filled with straw cushions. They would have hung animal skins over the windows for further insulation. And there's also an entrance out onto a wall walk where the soldiers could patrol without ever having to get down off the wall. So this room would have been fairly busy all the time with visitors. And the next floor then is where the butlers actually lived.
Kevin is a real source of knowledge on these parts. Thanks for that, Kev. Now next up, we go right next door to Sheila Shanahan, who's in the very peaceful Castle Gardens.
Hi, my name is Sheila Shanahan. I work here as a guide in Nenagh Castle, and we're here today in the beautiful Castle Garden, which is a great addition to the town. It opened in 2019 with beautiful lavender. It's like really gorgeous in the sunny weather. Lovely apple trees, loads of other beautiful plants as well. It's a fabulous place to come and have just a little break away. It's sort of quiet and tranquil and very calming and relaxing. I come here a lot myself with my cappuccinos or a cup of tea or whatever. Sometimes have lunch or meet people for lunch. And I just love spending time here. It's great. Yeah, this opened in 2019, and it's a project by the local council, and they're also involved here in the whole area historical quarter, including the castle. And I suppose they've seen an opening in addition to the town. We do have another town park down near the hotel, but it's nice to have something in this area and so central. But it's just a fabulous place to spend time, and it's a great addition to the town.
Wow, it really sounds like the council were onto a winner with that one, and those lavender flowers look amazing. I tell you, I can't wait to be enjoying a good cup of coffee there. Now Nenagh, as you might have heard from our previous speakers, is a market town. And I know what you're thinking, we haven't seen any markets yet. Well, don't go anywhere, because it's coming right up, right now, so take it away, Emma.
Hi, my name's Emma Cleary. I own a business. It's emlouvintage. I sell vintage clothing varying from the 60s to the 90s. And I sell every morning on a Saturday from 10 to 1 at Kenya Market here, alongside lots of amazing business owners, as we have ladies selling flowers and baked goods, candles. There's loads of different creative kind of things going on here, which is amazing. I think I just like the community of it all and how close everyone is. Everyone knows each other, and it's quite a warm feeling to be amongst people and who kind of own their own businesses, and we kind of support each other, which is amazing. The council have really looked after the place with the flowers and everything, and we have a new playground down by the swimming pool as well, which is great for the kids. To sum up, I would say Nenagh has great energy and positive spirits.
Hello, my name is Elena Ryan and I'm doing Pebbles Art here at Nenagh Market. I started during lockdown and I just kind of started doing it for just a couple of weeks, and yeah. I go for walks like by the lake with my family, and then we kind of collect like pebbles that are rounded out like by the water, by the lakes. So like then you can make like families like out of them, like with like for heads and bodies and stuff. I like the way like it's really like sociable and there's a nice community like about the place. But yeah, I just I probably just like I like all the different like clubs and like the sports here and just kind of different like stuff. There's lots to do in Nenagh. I'd sum Nenagh up in, I suppose, happy, helpful, and like friendly.
Guys, honestly, those pebble people are so cute. You must get down and buy some from that little entrepreneur, Elena. What a legend! Next up, we take a trip to Andy's Gastro pub, where we meet the owner, Joe.
Hi, my name is Joe O'Balqueen and I'm from Andy's Gastro pub, bed and breakfast in Nenagh in County Tipperary. This is family run. Myself and my wife run it, and my children then they work on weekends. They work away during the week. They're home the weekends to give us a hand. It's just meeting people. You know, just this is what I've done all my life, and it's the buzz of when you meet different people every day and you have the crack and the banter with them. And it's the good Irish thing. It was always a good bustling town. It's an old town and it's been developed over the last 10 years. There's big development gone into it, and over the next 10 years there's big major development coming as well. We've all the big retailers. We've a lot of local industry that's expanding every year, and it seems to be booming the town. There's a bit of everything for everybody to do.
Now, if you take a quick trip back up to the historical quarter, as the locals like to call it, you'll find Steeples and owner Noel Duggan.
I am Noel Duggan here at Steeples in Nenagh. Steeples Vegetarian and Museum Cafe. We're open here 6 years this year, beside the church, and here in what is now being coined in the phrase the historic quarter. And Steeples is a vegetarian cafe, and we grow all our own veg, all our own organic veg out at Shan Valley Estate, at Shan Valley House and Gardens, and it's brought in fresh every day. So we do all our own vegetables, all our own herbs, make all our own juices, all our own bread, cakes, everything is baked in-house. So we've just opened this new terrace here in conjunction with Nenagh Council, with Tip County Council. We're a family-run business. My wife actually manages the business, and my daughter is very much involved also, as is my son, and more so than me. Yeah, I'm not from here, but the people that own this premises were stars, a traditional Nenagh family. I went to school here. We come from Tumivara, so we live about 4 to 5 miles out the road. And I'd certainly be very familiar with Nenagh, having gone to school and played hurling against them and all that stuff. Yeah, certainly there's a very vibrant business community, and we'd find that even within our own hospitality trade, there's good camaraderie and good collaboration between the businesses. And we'd find that they're very supportive, and the Shop Local campaign that was initiated earlier this year was certainly very helpful, and that people were very compliant. Yeah, this area here, as we've said, is the historic and cultural quarter, with all the old archaeological detail, etc. The jailhouse, the church, the castle, the courthouse, and like it's like a little bit like the old Latin quarter in some cities, and that there is a lot of investment to be put into the area, and this area is certainly ripe for that to happen.
Back in the day, Clonmel was the closest place that had a prison, and because the locals were fed up of bringing their prisoners so far down the road, they decided to build their own. Although you'd have trouble fitting this guy into a cell, because here to tell us all about it is 6'5" tour guide Ger.
Ger Maher, I'm basically tour guide here in Nenagh Heritage Centre. We're in the jail part of the complex. This is for the attempted murders and murderers, and we do daily tours of this particular area. This is the only part that's open to the public, sort of the jail section at the moment, and we just do daily tours of the cells here, the 4 cells, and people can walk in the steps of the attempted murders and murderers and find out more about local life and local history back in those days. 1842 is when it opened for business, and before that it was a 2-day walk to Clonmel, so they decided to build a prison here and a courthouse at the same time, and they split the county to North Tipperary and South Tipperary, so the whole area here then was for, I suppose, crime in North Tipperary. Brand new prison, and then people, because it was just starting the famine times, people started to commit little bits of crime, like stealing sheep and drunk disorderly. Got you a few days or a few weeks in prison there, and they got a pint of milk and a pound of bread twice a day, so if they were hungry, at least they got fed. And so the population of the prison went from about 150 to about 800 in the height of the famine. And so we've been very, very busy here, if you can imagine. And then roughly by 1890, all that's done and dusted, because the famine is well and truly over. Don't need a big prison like here in Nenagh. And so they closed it down, and the Sister Mercy, the nuns, they said, can we get this? And they apparently got an 800-year lease off the British government. And the thing was, they weren't supposed to knock any of it and give it back the way they got it. So they had about 500 years to fix up the place. And so they actually kept most of the buildings, thank God. And then they turned most into schools. They built the girls' school over there, and they used the round tower for a girls' secondary school, and then we took it over then in 1980, and we have sort of a kind of a genealogy, as you know, or something. We have a sort of his local history part of that school, and then the actual gatehouse here.
Hi, my name is Libby Gray. I work in admin here in the Nenagh Heritage Centre and North Genealogy Centre. In the genealogy here, we provide a service for people either walk in or online or by phone to research their family ancestry. Really specifically here is North Tipperary. I find the genealogy section very interesting because I think we all want to know we belong to somebody, and we all want to know that we have roots somewhere. I'm born and bred in Nenagh. I think Nenagh is a great town. I think it's very diverse. I think as far as facilities, we kind of sometimes we ourselves don't recognise that we have them all. We have sports, we've great grounds, athletics, rugby, soccer, hurling, everything. We're right on the lake, so we've all the water facilities to us. We've great arts, we've the Nenagh Players and the Choral Society, and then where I am now, we've great history. We've the castle over there, we've numerous ruins around, and we have the Heritage Centre here as well. So we really are covered in all areas. If I was to sum up Nenagh, I suppose I would use the words diverse, open, creative, and I hope accepting for anyone looking in or coming in to visit us. There's a lovely buzz, I have to say, about the area. Obviously, previous months have been quiet and whatever, but it's all coming back to life now. And I think people are starting to actually use facilities, and that brings people together more, you know, in an outdoor, like we're starting to use our lakes more and our outdoor dining areas more, and that creates just more of a buzz around the place. So I think it is a good town for people to come into. I think we are very welcoming, I think, as a town.
You are very welcoming, Libby. Isn't Libs just great, lads? Now we head over to the main street and meet owner of Country Choice, Peter Ward. Peter, take it away for us.
My name is Peter Ward. I'm the owner, along with my wife, of Country Choice, and we're food sellers, artisan food sellers, food makers, food producers, food growers, and very, very big into the local and very big into the artisan, ethically sourced food. But at the end of it, delicious food for sound people to sit and share. Well, we're coming into year 39. I feel it in my feet, I feel it in my bones, as the song said. I feel it every day. But it's been 39 years here. We have a shop in Limerick in the Milk Market. We've done fairs and festivals all over Ireland as well. So we have had many periods of reinvention. We were like the circus going around all the different fairs and festivals. But at the end of the day, this is the mothership and very little has changed here. It's a family run business. There's mum and pop and two daughters who run a business called Nutshed, making the best peanut butter in the whole world, and available probably in your local artisan shop or your local Dunn stores. And they're Eliza and Evie Ward, and they served their time here, grew up here, worked here, going to school, and they ran fairs and festivals for 10 years as well, from Electric Picnic to Bloom, and they're in food, they're the next generation. A lifetime of selling any product would be very dry and very dull without having sociability. If I'm like a publican, if I can't open up this morning and have a cup of tea with a friend at 10 o'clock, and another one at a friend at 11, and another one at a friend at 2, life would be very, very dull. It's about people, really. People I buy from, people I work with, and people I sell to, and all sound. Look, we'd be very strong on our own turf. We believe passionately about what we do in food. We believe to this day, after all the years, about the core ingredient. I'm as particular today about potatoes and about leeks and about my new tomatoes as I was when I was a young man with black hair. I was as particular at that time, and I'm particular still, and if I'm not, I may give up and go. Nenagh's a beautiful town. It's a market town with a bit of attitude. I certainly love to walk from here up to the fish shop and meet 6 colleagues, or tap the window and wave in the window at another family member in a shop. I love seeing the next generation of shopkeepers up the street moving into the businesses. I love seeing that. Love seeing new people coming back to live in the town. I see a lot of life in the town. I see a future in the town. Close to the lake, close to the mountains. Probably the hardiest and the healthiest food community in all of Ireland. My competitors up the street, from 10 different competitors with an amazing choice of food. And the customer that comes from all over Ireland or from Tipperary to Nenagh knows it's a fashion destination, but it's a food destination too. Nenagh was a market town. There's no doubt about it. If you're here 1,000 years ago or maybe more, and you had butter to sell, and you had beef to sell. It's no different today. I'm having a cup of coffee outside there in the street, and there's trailers of barley running to the mill, and there's 70 trailers of 40 foots of milk going into the creamery. There's butter going out to Germany 3 to 4 days a week, and it's in the middle of the town, and we're sitting having a coffee there, and the car horns are beeping. There's cattle going to the mart on a Tuesday, and there's cows everywhere. That's Nenagh. There's pharmaceuticals have come, pharmaceuticals have left, and the farmers stayed. So Nenagh is beef and butter and milk and agriculture, and that's who we're eating in the restaurants at night, and that's who are shopping in the shops. So it creates, and the people in technology in Nenagh, the people in engineering in Nenagh, the people in service of Nenagh are from farming. They mightn't be farming, but they're from farming. All the people who go to UL or WIT or that, they're all from around here, and whether they travel the world, it's very strong, it draws them back. They set up new services, to create new facets on the economy, but linked always to their roots, and hurling, of course, whether it's Tumivara, whether it's Éire Óg. They want to live here, they want their kids to go to school here, and they want to use the lake and they want to use the mountain, but it's all agriculture.
And it is absolutely stunning, Peter. Well said. So there you have it, guys. Nenagh has plenty of history, lots of things to do, a 6'5" giant of a man locked up in a prison, a very, very knowledgeable tour guide, and as Libby said, a very welcoming and friendly people. We'll be sure to get down for another visit soon.